Hello and welcome to another 2-minute tip. In this tip we're going to be looking at 3-string chord voicings. So a good place to start is to find chords that have just one open string in them that's stopping it being a movable shape, and figure out how we can just play 3 notes and miss out the open string, and suddenly we open up the fingerboard to lots of new opportunities. Let's start with a G chord. Now we don't really need this open G string, we've already got that note in the chord. So we could, if we were finger picking, just not play that string. And then that shape becomes a little 3-string movable chord shape. I could play it at the 5th fret. That's a B flat chord, as long as I don't play that open G string. I could play it at the 4th fret, get an A chord. I could play it at the 1st fret and get an F sharp or a G flat chord. What if I wanted to strum it? Well, if I wanted to strum it, I'd have to think of a way of stopping that string ringing. With a G chord, I could just bring my thumb over enough to touch it. And now, I can play it anywhere I like, because that string isn't ringing and changing the chord into something else. Let's have a look at another one, E7. Now we've got one open string in there, and it's the note of E. Now that note isn't in the chord anywhere else, but that E doesn't really do anything other than give us a name for the chord. It doesn't tell us anything about the nature of the chord, whether it's major or minor or 7th. Most musicians who play stringed instruments are quite used to dropping the root note from chords. Somebody else is probably dealing with it, a bass player or something like that. If I want to move that up, oh, I've got this open string still. Right, I can't use my thumb this time, I'm trying to mute the 2nd string. How about if I just lay my 1st finger over a little bit? There we go. And now I can move that up 1 fret. And I've got 7th chords all the way up the neck without changing the shape, just by muting that 1 string. Now you wouldn't want to do it if you really needed that note. If you were playing a picking pattern that used all 4 strings, it would sound very odd when you were picking. But if you're strumming, no one will ever know, because that's hidden away in the chord. And the great thing about this is it can make a very difficult chord change very quick. Try it out with some other chord shapes that have just one open string and see what happens when you don't play that string, mute it in some way, and then see how you can move around the neck and find out what those other chords would be. I'll see you again soon for another tip. Bye bye.